Hello. I wanted to talk about my journey in becoming a certified health data analyst. I have not taken the exam yet, but I do have some background that would be beneficial in becoming a CHDA in the future. So this is just me documenting my journey to become a CHDA. So for the agenda, I have the introduction, the primary goal, and my study guide and timeline. So an introduction of me, I have a master's in statistics, concentration in data science, as well as a healthcare analytics certificate. I currently work at a behavioral health organization where I work on claims data. So my primary goal is to obtain the AHIMA CHDA certification. So this is what I have found on their website from the AHIMA on the certified health data analyst. So I thought this certification would be very beneficial to have to, like it says here, to achieve recognition of expertise in the health data analyst and validation of their mastery in the domain. Also talks about having the knowledge to acquire, manage, analyze, interpret, and transform data into accurate, consistent, timely information while balancing the big picture strategic vision with day-to-day details. And also exhibits broad organizational knowledge and ability to communicate with individuals and groups at multiple levels, both internal and external. So the requirements are listed here. So since I have a master's degree, I would qualify for this part. For the eligibility, and this is not required but recommended. So some experience with data, healthcare data, and also in data acquisition, analysis, data management, interpretation, reporting, and governance. And this is the resource that I found it in the ahima.org candidate guide of 2022. I put down 2023 because this is the year that I'm looking at the candidate guide so I can prepare for the 2024 exam. So to apply, there are some ways to go about it. These are links to it, and about the exam, it's 3.5 hours. And these are, it's 130 to 160 number of questions that would need to be completed. And also to take the exam, you can either do it in person or online for the CHDA exam. And this is the link to it. And so there are 5 possible domains in the exam. The business needs assessment, which takes up this amount of percentage, the data acquisition and management, data analysis, data interpretation and reporting, and data governance. So the cost for reported on 2023 that I anticipate will be the same for 2024 will be $259 for the member price, and the non-member price is $329. Based off some resources that I've seen, that's a good idea to become a member, so you have more resources to prepare for the exam. So I plan to become a member. So this is a brief overview of my study guide for the CHDA exam. These are some recommended books that I've researched. So from the YouTuber HIM influencer, she recommended 3 books here. And then from a reviewer of one of the books, the CHDA book, she recommended 2 books. So what I've noticed is that this one here, the Health Information Management, Concepts and Principles and Practice, was both recommended. It was recommended from both sources. So I'm thinking that this would be a great book to have to prepare for the exam. And then afterwards, when I feel comfortable with the material, I'll order the CHDA exam preparation afterwards. In terms of the practical approach to analyzing healthcare data and the introduction of healthcare informatics, I think I will skip that for now. Once I take the exam and see if I pass or not, and if I don't pass, then I'll probably start looking more into these 2 additional books to help further my understanding, or other books to help with my understanding if I do end up not passing the exam. So the passing rates, there are here in these 2 links. This link here is from, I believe it's a LinkedIn, it's a LinkedIn blog where she talks about the CHDA exam and how the passing rate for first-time takers are typically a certain age, and what kind of educational level you would need to have. Most likely you'll pass with a master's degree and higher, and other factors. So I think this is a really great blog to look at to really understand more about the exam. And this is, of course, from AHIMA, so it's about the passing rates of the exam. I believe last year in 2022, 50% of the 38 exam takers had passed. So and you need a passing score of 300. So this is a rough timeline of what I plan to do for studying based off the exam content outline. So this is the timeline for studying. I plan to study for domain 1 and 2 for 3 months, from November to January, and then study domain 3 and 4 from January to March, and then study the domain 5 and revisit any other domains that I'm not too familiar with or feel like I need to review further. I'll do that for March to May, and then take some practice exams from May to July. And then I plan to schedule my exam for July 2024, hopefully online. I have to look further about signing up for the exam, because I believe when you register, you need to also plan to take the exam within 120 days. So to cover all my bases, these are the 5 domains that were listed on the outline from AHIMA. So the business needs and assessment, the data acquisition and management, data analysis, data interpretation and reporting, and data governance. So what I put under here is just a brief understanding of what these topics mean, and to look even further into them. So since I have a statistics background, I would think that the data analysis part and the interpretation part will be a little bit easier than the rest. The data acquisition management, I have background from my healthcare analytics certificate program, as well as the data governance part, and the business needs and assessment is what I have from working at a behavioral health organization. So I'm looking to expand more onto the first and the last. I'm hoping that the three in between will do well in the exam. So this is the first domain, the business needs and assessment. So you have to determine the stakeholders, facilitate problem identification with the stakeholders, evaluate external measures or requirements, translate words into metrics, determine analytical methods, and create an analysis plan. And this is the resource that from the HEMA website. So for domain 2, the data acquisition and data management. So you identify sources of data of information, develop data collection techniques, extract data or information, explore the data or information, cleanse acquired data, map data, and validate the data. So for domain 3 is data analysis. You want to query the data, determine statistical approach, apply statistical methodologies, observe changes and variations in data, visualize data for analysis. And for domain 4, it's data interpretation and reporting. So identify key findings, develop recommendations, disclose assumptions and limitations, create visualizations for stakeholders, communicate findings to stakeholders. And then domain 5, so the data governance, participate in the development of policies for access, ownership, integrity, or usage of data, implement procedures for access, ownership, integrity, and usage of data, manage data dictionary, ensure adherence to security and privacy policies, maintain audit logs and controls of analyses, and data submission. Again, the resource is the same. It's from the HEMA website. So this is just, since I didn't really quite know what that much about the data governance, I had put up this resource here of the process of a data governance. So it would be important to really understand this when I start delving into domain 5. And that's all to my presentation. This is just a brief overview of what I plan to do to become a certified health data analyst. Thank you for watching this video.